See that? I didn't even know Korean, but I could tell. And it is going to be FlaSh versus Effort. FlaSh on the bottom right here in the blue. Coming off a great win from Pro League.
Effort spawning in the top left. And what opening do you think we're going to see from FlaSh? He seems like the kind of player that would open maybe Command Center first, but
he could.
I don't know, on a map like this, I could definitely see him playing aggressively as well.
Yeah, the most common on this map would have to be the Reaper expand because of the way Reapers can get into your main on this map, especially. Like, there's a lot of harassment. Obviously, that little crevice there we saw, you can jump onto that little hill there and jump on into the main. Can add up to a little bit of extra scouting and a little bit of extra harassment.
Yeah, and it looks like Effort might be expecting that as well, setting the Overlord down below that little ledge on his main base.
That's actually...
Yeah, scouting for the 888.
Yeah, you have to scout that proxy with the Overlord. If you scout it and it's there, you can win the game from there because you obviously put down your pool and gas very early on, and you'll know exactly what's going on.
And it looks like it is going to be a Reaper expand.
Yeah, it looks like it. So very, very standard from FlaSh. No surprise there. And we see
Effort playing very safely.
Yeah, I mean, also on this map, it is common to see that proxy 2 racks. So you don't want to get caught out by that, and FlaSh can do that for sure. So Effort playing very careful. I like this a lot.
Yeah, he is really persistent with the scouting.
Yeah, he wants to see everywhere before it happens. And yeah, seeing that there's nothing there, we'll have to wait and see on his gas timing. Looks like he might go for pool before gas, which I like a lot, considering he did go for the drone scout there. You don't want to delay your pool too far, especially if it is going to be a Reaper harassment coming in. Yeah, your Zerglings are simply going to get out too late, and you can actually lose drones at that point. So we should see maybe an extractor now, yeah. So very, very standard kind of opening from both players here. Very powerful macro players for sure, especially FlaSh, known for it more than anything else. Yep, and from here, we'll have to wait and see exactly what FlaSh's next move is going to be. No doubt going to be expansion, as we see now. Going into probably that
going down.
Reaper, Hellion sort of style. Obviously, containing the Zerg as best as possible, kind of denying any sort of creep spread for as long as possible until especially Zergling's speed is out.
And Effort sees the Reaper, so he knows exactly what's coming.
Yeah, and we see how brave the Overlord can be in these sort of situations.
Yeah.
But FlaSh being one of the first players to kind of go for this style where you make one Reaper only, go into that Reactor Marines to get out some Marines a little bit earlier as well, which will also deny Overlord scouting, which is kind of essential considering the meta today. Like, you can do a lot of Hellbat timings more than anything else. And we see 4 Zerglings out at perfect timing.
Almost catching the Reaper.
Yeah. But they are so slippery. It's so hard to catch a Reaper, even with Zerglings.
Especially someone with FlaSh's control.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Is doing a little bit of harassment here.
Yeah, speed has started. The factory is starting for FlaSh, so we will probably be seeing those Hellions come out pretty soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Once the Queen is out there, there's nothing really the Reaper can do anymore. He's got all the scouting he needed there, and he kind of harassed the Zerglings, softened them up a little bit. And from here, he's in a very comfortable position. We see those Marines out already because of the reacted factory. Sorry, the reacted barracks. We do see the reacted factory in a second.
And apparently, in Hudson Wall, FlaSh has a pretty significant match advantage against Effort.
Wow.
I definitely wouldn't expect this to be that one-sided, considering how good both these players are.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think FlaSh came into power, got back into the groove of things in StarCraft 2 a lot earlier than Effort. Effort kind of had a lot of problems early on, just had trouble performing well. So FlaSh picked it up a little bit quicker. We see these Zerglings out on the map pretty early.
And Speed's almost finished.
Speed's almost finished, which is going to do well. If that Reaper was on the map a little bit earlier, he maybe could have chased them off. But 2 Hellions out already, so they're going to kind of shut down this. But I think these Zerglings are going to be used more for counterattacking rather than just simply running in when Speed is finished. Which is going to do a lot of work, and it's actually a great thing if you can get the Hellions onto the defensive. And something we see really interesting is a Medivac already being made. And this could do a lot of work here. We could actually
see... And FlaSh keeping those 2 Hellions back, is that going to be for the Medivac drop, or is he expecting a counterattack?
That is a great question. We don't see an armory on the map so far. We actually saw a Tech Labless Medivac there. So Effort actually knows exactly what's going on at this point. He's like, oh, okay, you're going to drop something. You don't know what it is, but he's going to drop something. So he's pulling the Zerglings back that he was going to use for a counterattack.
Although he might now be sending them into the natural.
Yeah, it's like he might be actually changing his mage and sending him in now, which is actually a great idea.
Yeah, I think he's going to get some good damage done.
There's nothing actually here. at least 3 to 4 SCVs are going to go down for free, and no mining of this natural is going to happen, so FlaSh is going to have to make something happen with this drop and Hellions.
But there's so many Hellions, and with 7 Marines and a medevac.
This could actually kill. There's so many Hellions with these Marines.
The Spinecrawler finishes, but it's out of range, and
I mean, he can actually DPS down the Spinecrawler as well because of that medevac.
10 more Zerglings just finishing, but against Hellions and Marines.
Oh, it's actually becoming a really weird situation, though. He should have maybe hid behind that mineral patch for a little bit longer. Only 3 Marines remain.
Yeah, a little awkward here from the FlaSh, and the medevac now going down, but
oh no, but the 3 Hellions get into the main, and they can one-shot.
Not really picking off that many drones.
Oh, got a few there. We're going to have to wait and see what the damage actually was. Hellions getting shut down finally. And looks like we saw
3 workers only go down. That's not that many.
The counterattack for Effort was a lot better, actually.
That's a very fast fire, isn't it?
That is a very, very, very fast fire. And this is actually a really great position for Effort. And as I was saying earlier, mutas are great on this map. Because of the way the map is structured, it gives so much airspace, and that natural is very, very open for a muta harassment here. So I'm actually liking this a lot.
And FlaSh starting his 3rd command center, he doesn't have any other barracks in production.
No. Yeah, I mean, he has one. It's simply not going to get out enough Marines in time.
Yeah, I think this first wave of Mutalisks that hits in maybe a minute or 2 is going to be really hard for him to deal with if he doesn't have an engineering bay and missile turrets up soon.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see exactly how much he can save up before the Spire is finished. I mean, looking at the bank so far, only 200 gas. So it's going to be a little while before he can get out a decent muta account. When you get like 5 to 6, you can start one-shotting SCVs, and then it becomes a real problem. But until then, yeah, he's got to kind of keep them hidden for a little while.
Oh, that's a little cute move. Going to delay the 3rd base to FlaSh a little bit with your ward.
Yeah. You always want to do this if you can, but it can be tricky because usually Terrans have it programmed in their brains to send a Marine down to the 3rd base before that goes down. But it looks like FlaSh kind of been shook, maybe shaken up a little bit from all this harassment that's been going down so far.
That Viking.
That Viking.
Only 17 HP.
Yeah.
2 kills though.
A little aggressive, getting 2 overlords already. Definitely doing some work, and we see some great creep spread go down.
Yeah, excellent creep spread. And it looks like Effort has about 7 or 8 Zerglings on the bottom of the map in position to intercept that 1 Marine when it does come to clear the door.
So he's going to delay it even more. And we see 6 mutas, which is a great number to start off with. It'll give you enough to kind of deal with any SCVs. And maybe, I'm not sure if we'll see any turrets come out. I don't think we have seen any so far.
Yeah, he has 2 engineering bays, but only, that might be the first missile turret in production.
Yeah, I think it is actually. So, I mean, all you need really is 1 missile turret until there's like a massive amount of Mutalisks. Effort really going for these very, very fast muta starts. As you can see, that 3rd base hasn't been saturated fully yet. Great placement for the turret, so he should be safe here.
Yeah, and those extra barracks finishing up now. The first Marines are finishing from those, so he will be able to defend against the Mutalisks, but
very nicely done here.
I think Effort's going to try and delay this 3rd base even more.
It's going to be hard, though, with this many Marines that have stim. He might actually have to change his mind.
he was morphing in Baneling to try and go for an attack, but
not going to happen, especially without Speed Bane. Speed Bane's being upgraded currently.
And is he? Oh, there we go. A little bit late on the melee attack, but
yeah, kind of actually really behind in that 1-1 upgrade, which can actually come into play, especially if FlaSh is going to go for a timing attack.
Yeah, it looks like he will have a minute or 2 window before those upgrades finish, and here's another counterattack.
Bit of a run by there. I don't know how much damage it's actually going to do with this many Zerglings.
It didn't look like he went for any SCVs. I don't think he got anything from this.
No, absolutely nothing. But he knows, I guess, 1-1's finish as well as combat shields. This would be a great time for FlaSh to move across the map. So Baneling speed will be finally finished in time, but still, I mean, it's 1-1 against 0-0.
Yeah, and with that Hellion count, dealing with Baneling Zergling isn't too tough, especially now that they're Elbats.
Yeah, now they're going to do very well against Baneling and Zergling to a point can get kind of gross. Only 2 medevacs. We'll have to wait and see if more are going to come on. Obviously, 4 would be the perfect number with this many units. And I mean, that 4th base is pretty exposed. We do see a lot of Zerglings come out and a lot of Banelings being morphed, and they will be morphed in time. And we do see also a Zergling counterattack being scattered out by this 1 Marine.
Excellent map awareness by FlaSh.
Yeah, FlaSh really on top of this. Really, really on top of it. Looking for that 4th base, actually, at the bottom left. Very, very commonplace considering, as you can see, creep spread can come out there pretty early on.
And it looks like Effort might be trying to intercept this army.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether he wants to fight off creep.
Yeah, don't really want to fight off creep, but judging by the compositions, Effort should have a pretty easy time wiping this out. Banelings are going to do extra damage to everything in that army. And without any Widow Mines especially, like, he should have a pretty easy time cleaning that up.
Yeah, and 1-1 nearly finished now for Effort. I feel like the timing window where FlaSh could do damage is almost gone.
Yeah, I don't think FlaSh really he probably didn't realize that he had such an advantage with upgrades. So because that's such a weird sort of thing to have, like 1-1 against 0-0 is like something that doesn't normally happen. Usually it's more like 2-2 versus 1-1 and 3-3 versus 2-2. You find timings, but 1-1 versus 0-0 is kind of abnormal at this point. Great creeps clearing from FlaSh here. See Effort move out on the map, but FlaSh is already off creep.
An Effort setting another circling counterattack. Though FlaSh with his famous SimCity.
Yeah, he's got great SimCity on bottom. A great line of supplies there is going to make it very, very hard. I'm sure there's a bunker down there as well. FlaSh kind of just staying on the map, staying active, denying as much creep as he can with that creep spread's already to the middle of the map.
I think he's waiting for 2-2 to start trying to do some more damage.
That actually would be a really great move at this point.
It looks like he might have Blue Flame 2-2 and +1 weapons for his mechanical units might all finish around the same time to make for a really strong timing attack.
Yeah, actually would be a great timing attack too. But we don't actually see many Widow Mines on the map, which I actually find to be a bit of a problem. I'm kind of worried about that. Widow Mines do very well on this map as well.
Yeah, instead making Hellbats and now starting Thor production, so we might not see Widow Mines at all this game.
And with the new Thor AI upgrade, they obviously attack Mutalisk before anything else, which actually does some great work when you have a decent amount of upgrades and Thors in your army. And
this creep spread.
This creep spread is relentless. And we see some Banelings go in, actually. We're going to have to see some great splits from FlaSh.
Oh, wow. Taking almost no damage against those
that
Banelings.
was a beautiful split there.
Yeah, more Banelings.
There's not actually that many Banelings here. So Effort's going to have to be pretty careful. If there's some good splits from FlaSh, he can actually
really
take
good
this
spread
down.
for him.
And this is actually a really, really tough position to be in too. When you've got kind of like around the cliff here. It looks like Effort's going to go for it here. Great splitting from FlaSh. See that Thor's going to soak up a lot of damage as well. And there's not enough Banelings in this army, and FlaSh has cleaned everything up. We're going to have to see more Banelings being morphed. But this fourth base could go down before anything can actually be made.
This is a really well-executed timing.
Yeah, beautiful
The angle
timing.
was perfect. The spread was perfect. You had an upgraded advantage. Everything went right.
Positioning was perfect. Positioning around that cliff there.
Oh, and catching these morphing Banelings.
Oh, wow. He's actually going to let them finish here. The FlaSh going to have to split up even more now. But he does definitely have the army advantage at this point. Splitting up more and more. Oh, yeah, those Mutas taking so much damage from the Thor. And the Marines trading with the Mutas. Mutas got to get out of there. They were already softened up.
And more units coming across the map. I don't think FlaSh is going to let up. I think...
No, this is essentially just a parade push at this point. He can just keep parading into the natural, into the third base here, and there's nothing Effort can do at this point. The army's been broken. There's simply not enough Mutas left. Not enough Banelings on the map whatsoever. 15 in the making. Look at that. They can right-click down that Baneling nest if he wants to. And look, Rallied Zerglings getting picked off before they can do anything.
And his positioning is just wonderful.
Positioning behind the extractor with Hellbats. Actually gross. And these Banelings are coming in. They might be able to clean up a lot of this. He might actually clean up as much as he can, but I mean, look at the supply deficit. Already down 30 supply, and more Marines are coming in. And Mutas are getting picked up at this point as well, and there's nothing left in this natural.
I don't think Effort can stabilize.
No, he cannot stabilize at this point. There's no way.
Behind this, FlaSh's +2 mechanical weapons, 3-3 coming in a fourth base.
He is in supreme control at this point. We see more and more Marines come in, Hellbats as well, and I think it's just a matter of time until Effort decides to say GG. GG! There we go.
Really impressive army control by FlaSh.
This is exactly what we expect from FlaSh. Let's be real here. FlaSh with that solid mechanics, great timing. His initial timing attack with the Hellbats and Marine drop didn't get too much done, but
he was able to clear creep.
He was able to clear